Have you ever just stood there staring at your water meter, completely baffled as it spins like crazy, even when every single faucet in your house is shut tight? Yeah, it feels like a ghost in the machine, right? A glitch that's just racking up your bill for no good reason. Well, today, we're gonna solve that mystery. So what is actually going on? Why is that little dial just ticking away, charging you for water that you are definitely not using? Let me tell you, this is not just some random fluke. It's a real, systemic issue, and figuring it out is the very first step to getting it fixed. All right, welcome to your mission briefing. We're going to tackle this whole problem like it's a video game. First, we'll identify the glitch. Then, we'll unmask the invisible enemy, check the official rulebook, find the missing hardware, plan our attack, and finally, celebrate a big win. So let's get into it. Okay, level 1. It is time to put a name to this problem. Because this isn't just some faulty meter acting up. Nope. This is a well-known phenomenon, and it has a very specific cause and a major effect on your wallet. So this glitch, it has a name: meter overspin. It's that crazy spinning you see, usually right after the water comes back on after an outage. See, your meter is designed to measure the volume of anything that passes through it. And right now, it's being totally tricked into counting something that isn't water at all.
Let's head to level 2 and unmask this invisible enemy. The culprit here isn't a ghost, but something much more common. It's air trapped in the water lines. You are literally being charged for air, and we're about to break down how that's even possible.
Here's where the physics comes in. Your meter, well, it's kind of dumb. It's totally blind to density. Water is dense, right? So it spins the meter's turbine at a predictable speed. But air is compressible, and it moves incredibly fast. We're talking up to 20 times faster than water as it rushes through the pipes. The meter just sees all that high-speed volume and bills you as if it were water. And that, my friends, is what causes the overspin.
So where is all this air coming from? Well, in places like Baja California Sur, it's a direct result of something called the tondeo system. That's a fancy word for water rationing, where the supply is cut off and then turned back on, over and over. When the water's off, the pipes drain and fill up with air. Then, when the supply returns, that rushing water acts like a giant piston, ramming those pockets of air, those air slugs, through the system at insane speeds, and your meter is the first thing that gets hit.
And the financial damage? Whoa, it is staggering. Technical studies have confirmed that if a pipe is just 1/4 full of air, your meter can over-register your usage by 25%, or even more. Think about that. That's a massive overcharge for something you never, ever received.
Just look at this chart. The gap between your actual water usage and what you're being billed for can be absolutely huge. That difference, that giant block of overcharge, that is pure air. It is a direct transfer of money from your pocket to the utility company, all because of a flaw in their system.
All right, let's move on to level 3, the official rulebook. Because here's the thing, this isn't just unfair, it's actually against the rules. We're now going to look at the specific federal, state, and even international regulations that the water utility, SAPA, is supposed to be following.
This right here is your legal arsenal. Mexico's official standard, NOM 012, says meters are certified for liquid water only. The National Water Commission, CONAGUA, requires that air must be purged from the system before it's measured. The state's own water law protects you from inaccurate metering. And an international standard, ISO 4064, is crystal clear about what the solution is. And here it is. This is the smoking gun. The International Engineering Standard is completely explicit. In a system where there's a risk of air getting in, an air release valve must be installed. This is not a suggestion, it is a requirement. Which brings us right to level 4, the missing hardware. The rules require a fix, so what exactly is it? We are about to find the legendary item we need to patch this system for good. The solution is an air release valve, which in Mexico is known as a VAE. It's a pretty simple piece of mechanical hardware. Its entire job is to be a smart gatekeeper on your pipeline, letting all that trapped air out while making sure all the water stays in.
So how does it do it? Well, it's all about a simple float. When air fills the valve, the float just sits at the bottom, which leaves a little hole open for the air to escape. But as soon as water comes in and fills the chamber, that float rises up and seals the opening shut. Simple as that. It's a completely mechanical process that guarantees only liquid water gets to your meter.
And that brings us to the climax, level 5,
your mission. You have the knowledge, you know the physics, you know the rules, and you know the solution. Now it is time to take action. This is your step-by-step guide to fighting back. Okay, here it is, your 3-step plan for the boss battle. First, gather your evidence. Film your meter overspinning. This is your proof. Second, petition the water utility, SAPA, for a formal technical audit. And third, if they drop the ball, you level up and escalate your complaint to Profeco, Mexico's Federal Consumer Protection Agency.
Now, when you file your formal petition, you need to be specific. You have a right, under Article 8 of the Constitution, to demand this info. Ask for the topographic map of your area to show where air would naturally collect. Ask for an inventory of their existing air release valves, if they even have any, and demand the maintenance logs to see if they're working. This forces them to show their cards and admit the flaws in their network. And now for the best part, the victory screen. You might be thinking, can I really win this? And the answer is a huge, resounding yes. This is not just a theory. Consumers in Baja California Sur have already fought this exact battle, and they've won.
Check out this Hall of Fame. In La Paz, people forced SAPA to apply an air discount and recalculate their bills. In Los Cabos, a group complaint led to a zero charge on bills for days when there was major air in the lines. And get this, one person installed their own valve, proved they were being overcharged by more than 20%, and forced the utility to accept the new, lower readings. Victory is absolutely possible.
So just remember this. Your case is rock solid. The physics proves you're right. The law forbids what they're doing, and the engineering exists to correct it.
Which really just leaves us with one final question. You now have the full briefing, you have the tools, and you have the strategy. So, are you ready to patch your system and finally put an end to paying for air?